Okay, segments, rays, and opposite rays. This is the second part of the vocab. Even though this is the second part, quote unquote, a new part, it does entail a lot of the stuff that we've already talked about. For example, we've already talked about a line. So if we have line, MN, okay, and line MN would be talking about all the points forever and ever on this line. Okay? If I am talking about segment MN, notice no arrows, because for segment MN, we would be talking about just points M and N and all the points in between. Okay, so the definition of a segment is a part of a line and all the points let me back up. A part of a line that consists of two endpoints. It's a new definition. And all the points between. Part of a line that consists of two endpoints and all the points in between. So if I am talking about two endpoints and all the points in between, I'm thinking of that. And I would label this as either segment AB, notice no arrowheads, or segment BA, same exact. Okay? Next we have is a ray. Again, this goes back to the basics of a line. So when we had a line before, okay, if I say ray MN, that implies that M is the midpoint, or excuse me, M is the end point. And then all the points through N. So if I am talking about ray MN, endpoint is M, and I'm talking about all the points through N in that direction. Okay, so if I were to model this with a different color, I'm thinking about all of those points. Ray NM is ray NM, written like that, the same? Hopefully you said no. Because what I'd be looking at is point N, because it's the end point, and all the points through M in that direction. So that's covering a whole nother set of points. I'm going through M. So starting at N, traveling through M. So N is your end point of your ray. If I have several points, so if I have A, B, C, D, and E, and I say ray BC, that means I'm starting at B, traveling through C infinitely. That is going to be the same or congruent to ray BD. Starting at B, you're having an endpoint of B, traveling through D. We're still covering the same points. Finally, let's talk quickly about opposite rays. Opposite rays share the same endpoint. And travel infinitely in opposite directions. Share the same endpoint and go infinitely in opposite directions. And opposite rays form a line. So if I have ray BC and ray BA, they are actually going to form a line. So if we go up here to what we've already done, so ray DE and ray DB share the same endpoint and go in opposite directions. And that concludes video 2.